Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's talk SWAC football, man. Let's get right to it. BJ Jones is here. We got a lot to discuss. Let's start with the Bayou Classic because I know that's close to your heart, BJ, being a Southern alum, former student athlete. A little different flavor this week, but a lot riding on the line for Southern. Maybe not so much position-wise for Grambling, still a lot of bragging rights. But what are your thoughts about the Bayou Classic light, we'll call it, this weekend?
Oh man, easy to talk about this game, man. With my '04 Bayou Classic jersey sitting right over my shoulder over here, man. It's a game that, man, if you've played in it, you've experienced it. It's an amazing feeling. It's a feeling that you feel for 2 weeks, the anticipation of the game, and it's gonna be different, being in Shreveport. But the thing about it is, man, it's still Grambling, and it doesn't matter where you play that game. It's still special. What's on the line this week, man? Southern needs to win this game to stay in the national rankings, to stay in the hunt for a SWAC championship. And if you're Grambling, you haven't had the best season. This will be a season that you would like to forget. You win on Saturday, everybody forget everything that happened prior to Saturday. And then you knock Southern out of the rankings, you knock them out of the championship hunt. I mean, it would be the cherry on top, and it gives Grambling momentum going into the fall.
I think Southern's cheering for a couple of things outside of themselves. They want Prairie View to show up against UAPB, so there's actually a game played, and they want Prairie View to win, right?
That's right, man. You're looking for Prairie View to get a win over Arkansas Pine Bluff. They give you a shot. And it's sad it had to be that way, but no, that's the cards that you dealt by losing to Arkansas Pine Bluff. But you need that Prairie View win over Arkansas Pine Bluff, or the door's pretty much shut.
And hasn't there kind of been this thing out there that like Southern still wants to play like one more game, but it's kind of up in the air, or they've had some pushback there?
Yeah, so the thing is, if Southern can get the win on Saturday and Prairie View gets the win on Saturday, sounds like the Southern Prairie View would be rescheduled because Prairie View would still be undefeated in the conference. Southern would have that one loss, and then that could possibly set up a three-way tie if you have Southern defeating Prairie View. Prairie View is not eligible for a title game, but that three-way tie could help determine, who gets the championship berth between Southern and Arkansas Pine Bluff, because I think at that point they go to point differential.
And no matter what happens there, coming out of the Bayou, how would you rank how Southern has performed this spring and how they can kind of use that as leverage to push forward heading into the fall?
When you look at it, I think the Arkansas Pine Bluff loss was disappointing. But you have to look at it. Southern is without 9+ starters most of the spring. So you saw a lot of young guys to get out there and really play well. They really come together as the season progressed. That gives you a lot of hope and a lot of expectation coming to the fall, because you get those guys that you're missing back. And now you have those young guys who now you have that depth that can get you through an 11-game fall, and you know what you have. So I think the expectations will be high for the Jaguars as we go into the fall.
With the news of NBC Sports Network and where they're headed, and the Bayou Classic being there, I haven't been crazy about it since it left the main NBC, just because for me it's been so hard to find, just me personally. Ultimately, in the future, where would you like to see the Bayou Classic land as far as the television property?
I would say whichever network comes in and understands the purpose of the game is able to capture everything from the fans to the fans to everything. And NBC did a great job with that. I'm looking for someone to carry the mantle further. So whichever network gives us that opportunity. And then one of the biggest thing about the Bayou Classic is that kickoff time moving from 1:30 to 4:30. That literally has helped more people get in the stands, get in the stadium, and keeping it there. So a network that's able to give us that time slot and as well as showcase the game like it should be, because that's the game when people think about Black college football. That's usually the game that people think about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's B.J. Jones. He'll have his eyes on the Bayou this weekend in Shreveport, like a lot of people will. Not everyone will be able to squeeze in there this weekend, but still a big game whenever Grambling and Southern University get together. All right, thanks a lot, B.J. We would love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think about the Bayou this year? You discuss, we'll interact, and I'll have a good time. I'm Tyler Carr in Atlanta. We'll see you guys a little later.